welcome to a UK versus market update. We are once again joined by the amazing Card Goblin. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, how are you?
I am very, very good. So, big week this week. We got a nice article from you. Would you like to cover the synopsis for those who have not had a chance to read it yet?
The big thing was just talking about the changes in postage because of Royal Mail upping their prices. So we have to follow suit, sadly. I don't get discounts on Royal Mail posting. I have to pay the same as everyone else. So I had to up that just to cover that. But while doing that, I also kind of did an overhaul of it all because for the longest time it's kind of been the simplest standard shipping, express shipping, and it's not really explained what's involved in that. So I've updated it to be more clear. So it now tells you if you're getting 48 tracked, it will tell you roughly how long you can expect for it to come. I also now offer Royal Mail special delivery for those who need the cards literally next day, as well as offering cheaper options for orders, especially because we've been getting lots and lots of bigger single orders of just like, say, bulk singles, and those have been getting bigger and bigger. And with that, because of them weighing a certain amount, people were paying what you would pay if you bought a booster box. So I've updated it now so you are paying less and still getting the same kind of service you were getting prior to that anyway. So overall, it's just kind of been done for, one, I had to because Royal Mail upped their prices, and two, hopefully offering better prices in some scenarios for players who buy lots and lots of cards.
That makes a lot of sense, and it's great to see that you're getting a lot more single orders. I imagine it's just people preparing for the regional next month.
For the last 2 weeks, there's been lots of 60, 70 chunky orders. They're all mostly like commons and commons with a few random rares and promos. But yeah, it's pretty big.
That's really cool to hear. Speaking of new articles and updates, as a single vendor and essentially newcomer to the game, how do you feel about the latest article we got yesterday?
Not every symbol is going to be in every single set now, am I correct?
That's correct.
So I think it's beneficial in a strange way because it's making... I think it can help with, say, diversifying the meta. I don't know how tied in certain symbols are to the meta. If there is a symbol that is currently quite prominent in most decks, but I think it could be beneficial in that sense, and especially seeing support for, say, somebody's favorite symbol, and then getting a set where another symbol gets support. I think it could diversify play quite a bit.
Not a bad way to look at it.
Obviously, I'm not too sure how much it will impact, say, competitive play. I'm not that involved in the actual playing of the game.
How has the Godzilla singles been going for you?
So Godzilla, the decks sold out pretty much. Well, I have none. I have no decks. They're gone. Hopefully going to get a restock of those in July. I've got some people who are keeping an eye out for me. In terms of like singles selling, I think they started off slow because I think a lot of people were waiting to receive the decks to see what they get from their like booster pack, and I also think there are quite a few people who haven't brought the decks and just waiting to see what's good from the actual deck or what they might see as useful. So we've had quite a few of the common sell. So we had some electric moths, some some moth monsters. It seems to be a lot of the Mothra cards that have sold, but I've heard Mothra is apparently really good, so I'm not overly surprised.
People are very excited to get their hands on an 8-hander, and her abilities are pretty strong as well. What has been the highest selling cards of this week?
Good question. Honestly, Yu. It's got to be Yu. I think people are kind of panicked that they're going to struggle to get Yu. I had a small restock coincidentally yesterday of Yu cards because I was doing a stock check, and it turned out I hadn't listed like a bunch of the rares. So like there was a small stock check yesterday that has upped some of the cards. and their numbers. So you're still looking for certain UU rares. There is still quite a few ultra rares as well, so have fun with that. But easily the highest selling card this week has to be between Arm of the Wolf and Battle Aura. Release.
I did not know you still had Arm of the Wolves in.
Arm of the Wolves, I think I restocked yesterday.
I missed that. I still need some. But yeah, Battle Aura makes sense. It's still a very powerful card across all three of its symbols, and it's still a staple in pretty much every deck that's playing it. And you did do a massive restock of you yesterday.
I had so many of the rares. I think what's happened with, like, say, the rares primarily is that after the regional, because I took everything offline, I then, when restocking, must have overlooked the rares and thought I had done them. So when I was doing the stock check yesterday, I realised that I hadn't actually put the rares up yet. And then, because I've recently opened some more boxes, I had more alts and some ultra rares to throw on up. So
I know we're a couple of months out from Attack on Titan, but how have pre-orders been going? How's it looking on that front?
Pre-orders always start off kind of slow on a release that isn't going to come out for like a couple of months. But, we've had a fair few already. Like, I'm expecting this to be bigger than Girl Power. Like, truly, I'm full on expecting this to be bigger for us than Girl Power. I'm pretty certain that the releases and the amount that will be purchased is going to be huge. So, for example, currently we're sat on about 12 boxes have already been ordered, as well as a bunch of the Clash decks and a bunch of the Challenger decks. So sales are already looking real good on Attack on Titan. And I think Attack on Titan is such a huge IP that I do genuinely believe it's going to bring so many new people to look at the game.
How are the Godzilla Mats coming? I know some stores in the UK have actually started seeing them coming in.
So for us, I haven't really had much information on it yet. I don't know if it's just a Bliss thing or if it's they have to fulfill bigger stores first before they can fulfill me. I have spoken to some other stores and just put out the word that I'm looking for Godzilla Mats. So I'm hoping if they get some that they might be willing to trade some with me. But currently, I haven't really had any word. I was told that I could expect them this week, but they haven't arrived yet. So I'm not too sure when to expect the Godzilla Mats. I do plan to send out an email either today or on Monday, just kind of giving people a heads up on the Godzilla Mats. And that the likelihood is if I don't see them by the end of next week, I'll just refund all the playmats and put everybody who's ordered one onto a list. And then when I get them in, I can message and be like, hi, are you still wanting XYZ mat? And then we can sort it out that way. Because I don't really like holding on to people's money in case they can get a hold of it somewhere else. So, like, for example, Patriot games, if they can get them from Patriot or their local game store wherever people are located. So.
Oh, that's really good of you, because it would just be an option for you to go hold on to it until the mats came in, but that's a really solid move to go, well, if they're not here by this time, I'll give them money back, let people try to get a hold of them their own way, and then once I get them, I'll see if they still need them.
Yeah. So just one last thing, because it's always good to bring up these things while I'm in this. It's so I don't know if people have seen our new pre-ordering fulfillment thing. So pre-orders. So if you now order a product that's in stock with a product which is a pre-order item, they won't ship till the pre-order items are in stock. The reason this is because it was making fulfilling orders a little extra complicated, because I was having to balance making sure I wasn't accidentally forgetting pre-orders, because if I filled the single orders, it's just how Shopify kind of works. As well as you as a customer would be paying for one set of postage. If I were to send the two items separately, I'm then having to pay two sets of postage. So it's more done it's done for business reasons, but it's also done for fulfilling reasons, just to make it as simple as possible. And also it's very standard throughout the board. I think most places are like this in terms of pre-order items not shipping till everything's in stock. obviously, if a pre-order item is ordered with another pre-order item that are set to come out on the same day, but due to whatever reasons, one of them is delayed for like a month, I will still ship the item on the release day.
No, that's really cool. I know when I ordered, I think it was Yu Hakusho as a pre-order. I put some Heroes Upbringing on there, and then I ordered some singles, and the Heroes Upbringing came with the singles. Like, oh, I was expecting that to come with my pre-order.
I never outright put anywhere on the store that it was that was the case, and it hasn't been the case until recently. So I just wanted to make it more clear to people that was the thing, and I've put warnings on pre-order items. I'm trying to figure out how to implement it so there's also a warning during checkout, just so it's as clear as possible to people. I don't want, obviously, if somebody orders by mistake and they genuinely were like, "Oh no, I didn't see the warning," I'll honor it and just sort it out for them.
That makes perfect sense.
Yes, so that's all really. Yeah. Other than that, it's a big, exciting month ahead, especially with the regionals. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be getting some girl power in stock soon. So
awesome. So hopefully when we go for next week's update, we'll be finding out about the secret girl powers restocking that happened that nobody was told about.
Yeah, I do stealth restock sometimes, but I have to say the Universus community, you know.
Well, I'll let you get off and get on with the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next week, and looking forward to seeing you again in July.
Yes, all right. Cheers. Thank you for having me.